Secret Life of Pets 2. The Secret Life of Pets 2 is an animated sequel to 2016's The Secret Life of Pets and the recent film from Illumination. And this time the characters from the first movie, Max, Duke, Snowball, and many others are back. And there are two main plots going on in this sequel. The first plot involving Max and Duke's owner now having a kid named Liam. The second plot involving Snowball trying to save a white tiger from a circus where he's being mistreated by the owner. And those are the two main plots that are going on in this sequel. Now my thoughts on the first Secret Life of Pets, it was okay. It has top-notch animation and has its entertaining moments, but it was an okay, fine, but pretty forgettable film in my opinion. I was disappointed that Illumination could have taken this idea of what are pets doing when their owners are away, and that could potentially be a fun and entertaining family film, but instead they ripped off Toy Story with it, and that's what disappointed me about that movie. The characters weren't that memorable to me, wasn't really all that funny, and it was just an okay, fine, forgettable family film. I've only seen it once in theaters back in 2016 and haven't revisited since, and thought it was an okay movie. And Illumination has been a mixed bag of an animation studio. Sometimes we get a decent film from them, like the first two Despicable Me movies. Most of the time we get an okay film from them, and sometimes we get a bad film from them, like Minions. And this sequel was happening since the first film was a big hit at the box office. The trailers for this movie didn't really get me excited for this sequel, and finally watched this sequel since this movie surprisingly came out on DVD and Blu-ray today. And I watched this movie recently, went in with moderate expectations, and this sequel is pretty similar to what I thought of the first movie. It's fine. It's okay. Although I will say this sequel is a bit better than the first movie since this sequel didn't try to rip off Toy Story, but it's pretty similar to what I thought of the first movie. It's fine. Pretty forgettable sequel. To start off with the positives, this movie has top-notch animation. Illumination usually does a good job with their animations. The animation in this movie is very nice to look at, very colorful, pretty good animation. And this film has a decent voice cast. They're doing a decent job with what they're given to do. The standout of the voice cast, and easily my favorite character in this movie, and my favorite part about this movie, was this new character Rooster, voiced by Harrison Ford. He stole the show. He easily has the funniest lines in this movie, and I really like that he was his mentor character to Max, trying to help him find his courage. And that whole part in the movie was my favorite part about this movie. I love this new character. And there are a few moments here and there that did get a chuckle out of me, mostly due to Harrison Ford's character Rooster, who has the funniest lines in this movie. And now let's get into the negatives of this movie. First, this movie has multiple plots going on. First, there's a plot about Max and Duke's owner now having a kid. Then there's also a plot about the white tiger, and there's also a plot about Max trying to find his courage, and also there's a subplot about Gidget trying to protect Max's favorite toy, which that subplot really didn't do anything for the movie. And sometimes these plots can feel like filler, and they're just stretching them out to get to close to 90 minutes since this film is under 90 minutes. I felt like with the multiple plots going on in this sequel, the structure was a bit messy. And also the jokes are hit and miss. Some did get a chuckle out of me, some not, that just fall flat. And one of the examples of weak comedy in this sequel was a returning character in this movie that I wasn't a fan of in the first movie and not really a fan of him here. And that is Kevin Hart voicing the rabbit Snowball. Sometimes he has a few lines that did get a chuckle out of me, while sometimes he does scream in this movie that he got a bit annoying in these movies here and there. Overall, The Secret Life of Pets 2 is an okay sequel, pretty forgettable in my opinion. While it has top-notch animation, a decent voice cast, this sequel suffers from multiple plots going on and hit or miss jokes. This movie just came out on Blu-ray and DVD today, and if your kids want to watch this movie, sure, go watch this movie, hopefully they'll be entertained. However, if this film does not interest you, and if you weren't a fan of the first movie, or if you just weren't interested in seeing the first movie and not really interested in checking out the sequel, you could pretty much skip it if you want. However, if you do feel like giving this sequel a chance, sure, give this film a chance, interested to hear your thoughts. But I thought this sequel was pretty average. And overall, I am going to give The Secret Life of Pets 2 2.5 stars out of 5. An okay family film. It's pretty forgettable, probably won't remember it in the next few days. So what do you guys think of The Secret Life of Pets 2? Do you agree? Disagree with me? Let me know below. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new here. It really means a lot. I'm Jack Benner, and look forward to another movie review.